Welcome back to Interact Learn by Doing. Of course, the project setup video now has gotten quite outdated now that version 5.5 is out. So let's go ahead and create a new template which we can duplicate for our future Learn by Doing courses. So let's enter. And as usual, if it's the first time launching your new Unreal Engine version, there's going to be a lot of shader compiles, so it'll take time. Okay, so now that it's open, as usual, we go into games. We create a blank project, specify your project file destination. And for the name, I'm going to call it LBD temp for template version 5.5.0. Okay, let's create. Okay, so now that it's open, the first thing I'm going to do, as usual, is to disable real time. Because we're just editing, we don't need to see it refresh every single frame. And another tip I would also give you is because when we're editing, we don't need to see at the best quality. Go into your settings here and in the engine scalability, instead of epic, set it to high or even medium, depending on the specs of your computer. Especially if you're on a laptop, the fans will ramp up and it's annoying. So I set it to high. Okay. And what's next? Well, is to create a new empty level. That's going to be in File, New Level, Empty, Create. Okay, and to save this, we need a new folder. So Control-Shift-N for a new folder, _map. Let's save the map inside our folder. So map 1, save, great. Next up is going to be our blueprints. So Control-Shift-N again. New folder called BP, and inside the BP folder we create a new folder _GMB for game mode base. Now in a video game, if you already know this, we use this for global settings, things like that, but for installation it's not very necessary. So we need to create an empty placeholder game mode base as well as a pawn, which also we don't use at all. So right click, blueprint class, first is the pawn, so BPP, right click again, and game mode base, BPGMB. Let's do Control-Shift-S to save all. Let's enter, and let's select our pawn, which is here, and we're gonna compile and save. And as you see, the window didn't dock automatically on top here, so that's going to be in the editor preferences. So go here, edit, editor preferences, and select main window here for asset editor open location. So what happens now is that if you open any asset, it'll get docked automatically on your editor window, which is convenient. Next up is going to be the project settings, of course. So let's go to edit, project settings. And the first thing is, because we have a new map and a game mode, we go into maps and modes, select our custom game mode base and our map over here. Just like that. Next up, as usual, because we don't need variable exposure, we need to disable auto exposure. So let's type in auto exposure, disable that. And now a new setting, I think since 5.3 or 5.4, that's going to be frame. And instead of this variable frame rate, I'm going to set a fixed frame rate of 60. And the thing is, when we're doing any kind of physics, a fixed frame rate really helps because it keeps the simulation consistent and reliable. So this is what we do. Okay, and I think that's about it. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we can close this out. Yeah, we're all good. So basically, we are set up and ready to go for your future Interact Learn by Doing courses.